the last half hour, I have met about 6,000 students. No, not that many. A lot of students doing a lot of different things in food science. I have met some PhD instructors. I have tasted some wine from the University Wine Department. I've gone through a sensory screening, testing a couple of different products that are made here. What's interesting is how much food-related labs have changed over just the last couple of decades, and what I'm seeing here is a very strong mixture of practical with the theoretical, the scientific with the sensory, and clearly this is not just like a repurposed building where they've kind of crammed all of this stuff into some old building. This is a facility that's very much pointed towards that mission of bringing all of those things together. So that's really clear here, which is not something I see that often. Culinary schools are very much about getting people ready for a culinary industry. And I really don't like that because I think that there is so much more that can be done with culinary training, so many different fields that can be gone into. And here, I think that, just talking to the instructors for the short amount of time I have, there's a real sense of what all those possibilities are. And they're very much about making sure that the education opens the world instead of stopping it down, which is what you see in a lot of culinary operations. I typically find that ag schools are more lively places. People are kind of more organic. People seem to be a little bit more engaged. They're in education, but they're also in, they're in soil, they're in plants, they're in real things. And certainly here in Fresno, where you've got, fields and pastures coming literally right up into campus as part of campus. I went to a very large school that has a lot of agriculture, but you have to drive miles and miles, sometimes even go to another state to get to it. So being able to really see that environment right here shows that there's a real kind of living classroom kind of culture going on here. I love doing jobs on campuses and giving speeches on campuses and lectures on campuses because I really, really think that it's almost as if American college students are at their most curious when they're in those environments that support that curiosity. And I think the curiosity is the most powerful of all human drives. Most of what I've gotten from the students today is love, a lot of love, a lot of enthusiasm, which is really nice to see. I always like to come to these places to see, especially science-based ag schools, because you really get a sense that their curiosity is something that's going to continue on, which I think is the single best thing that an educator can do, is kindle curiosity into a fire that will last. When I'm in this part of California, I've spent a lot of time shooting all kinds of different farms and all different kinds of food operations. This is the real California. This is the California that is growing things, raising things, making food. And I don't think that people realize, at least here in America, how much food that this country consumes comes out of not that far from where we're sitting right now. And so that changes everything about the attitude of the people and the attitude of the businesses. It flavors everything.